Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Devin. If you're new here, my family farms in south central Wisconsin. We raise goats, beef, steers, crops, hay. We also do a lot of custom work, custom baling is the big one. And then we make a lot of extra bales to sell on the side. So today, I want to do an equipment video. I've kind of wanted to do this for a while now. Today's actually a beautiful day, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to start, I think, with the tractors, kind of, sort of, and we're going to start with the biggest, work our way down, and then we'll start on the equipment. I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can, and try not to make this video too terribly long. So let's start off with. We got the 91 International here. We bought this this last spring, about a year ago. Use it for hauling bales. That's pretty well all we use it for. We got a flatbed, which is up the road by my grandpa. I won't go up there and show that just because it's just a standard flatbed. We got T7 230. This tractor is leased. We'll have it another year yet. I think about 1,200 hours, anywhere from 1,200 to 1,300 hours on it, somewhere in there. Works good, can't complain about it. We got the T7 210. This tractor is also leased. Just rolled, it's just under 900 hours on it. Works wonderfully for what we need it for. It's about 165 horse. The 230 is a 180 horse. Right here we have the Massey Ferguson 8140. This is a mid to late 90s, I believe. Not entirely sure on the year. It's got just under 5,000 hours. I would like to definitely replace this tractor at some point. It's just getting older and worn out, and doesn't drive as good as it used to. Right here, Massey Ferguson 6290. This tractor we got in the early 2000s, about 2005, 2006, I believe. I'm not 100% sure if it was brand new or not. This has also got around 5,000 hours on. Can't complain about it. We're having a little bit of trouble with the PTO currently. It's something electrical. It's gonna have to go in and get fixed up. Right here we got New Holland T4040 loader tractor with 820 TL loader, New Holland loader on it. This tractor's got about anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 hours on it. The only complaint on this, we had trouble with the loader. These arms, these arms cracking. We ended up bracing it. It works a lot better now. For our operation, we've kind of outgrown this tractor. We need something a little bit bigger. But at the time when we bought it, 2008, 2009, it was exactly what we needed. Right here we got the Case Industrial loader. We got this a few years ago. I'm not sure any numbers on here. This tractor is mainly used for feeding. Would like to replace this at some point. So we also have another industrial loader. It's a Ford 550, 545, something like that. That's sitting down by my grandpa right now. I'm not going to go up there and show you. I have it in another video, and you'll definitely be seeing that in the future. And lastly, for the tractors, we got the 6260 Deutz Alice. It's an open station model. This tractor, I believe, I'm not 100% sure on the hours of this tractor. Overall, can't complain about it. This tractor is very solid. We've never had any major issues with it. The only downside is it doesn't have a cab, and we are spoiled here, so that's just how it is with that. So I guess we'll start the equipment tour off. New Holland FP 230 chopper. We have the 2-row corn head and the hay head, which is out somewhere in the field. Overall, can't complain. This chopper is about perfect for our size operation. Right there we got the 7200 John Deere corn planter, 6-row. Definitely looking at replacing that in the really near future, possibly this year yet. Not 100% sure. Works good. We've had that for years. Only downside, the marker arms is where our problems are. We cracked the discs, and I think we've replaced the bearings in those a lot. But it is what it is. Right here, automatic roller mill with the blower on. We use this for high moisture corn. Works good. Had it a few years. Overall, can't complain about it. Right here we got the 311 New Holland small square baler. We don't use this a lot. Haven't used it at home here in the last couple years. But we do help out a family friend to make hay, and they like the little bales, so that's pretty well all the use that it gets yet, but it works good. Right here we got the Gale 100 Mixall. Bought this 2 years ago. Works good. Works good for what I need it for. So almost forgot about this one. This is a Brillion. I'm not sure what you'd call it, a grass seeder. We haven't used this in a few years. There's something not quite working right with it, and also it doesn't really have a decent transport. So looking out here, we have a small square bale rack there. That is one of 3, our best one right there. There is an Amco disc, not 100% on the width. Definitely would like to replace that as well. It's just either we'd have to replace it or fix it up. Next to that is one of our 2 homemade silage boxes. It's a dump wagon. It's got a hoist, so you open up the back and it dumps. I have a lot of footage on that if you're interested. Right at the end of my finger there, behind the baleage, as a one of our smaller flat rack. We use that a lot for moving bales, especially just short hauling. Our hay head is right there at the end of my finger. There's a red feeder wagon there. Not much to say about that. It's got a couple flat tires. I'd like to get it fixed up and working again. Right here we got our Knight Reel auger wagon, Augie wagon. It's a 3042. Bought this about a year and a half ago or so. I'll use this for feeding the steers up the road by my grandpa. Overall, we've replaced a couple bearings, and when we bought it, the tires are shot. This one still has to be replaced, but it's still holding air, so we're just gonna keep it for now. Probably should have got stuck with the tractors, but New Holland LS 160 skid loader. Bought this a few years ago. It's got about 6,500 hours on it. Overall, nothing wrong with it. Hasn't really given us much trouble. It's the first skid loader on the farm, and definitely not going to be the last. Coming back over here, as you can see, we're kind of in the middle of things. $5 auction purchase, no idea on the brand. Picked that up a few weeks ago for $5, believe it or not. I had a video on that. This wagon here, it's an Easy Trail wagon. It's a 3400 model. Had this a few years, mainly have this for hauling dried distillers, and we also set it up to our automatic roller mill. Right here we got our tube line brand bale wrapper. It's the TL 6500 model. It could wrap up to a 6.5 foot bale. Overall, works pretty good as long as you got fresh gas in it. Way over there at the end of my finger is our New Holland 38 flail chopper. I've used that a while back. I chopped some corn stalks with it. Works good. Coming in here, we just got an old gravity box. It's really nothing special. It's got a Gale running gear. Back here, New Holland 330 big square baler, 2017 model, first one I've ever bought. For the most part, it works pretty good. Can't really complain about it. I have a second one. It's a 2015 330. That is currently at the shop getting prepped for the 2020 season. Right here we have our sprayer, which is the Top Air Manufacturing 750 gallon tank on. I'm not 100% on the width, but it works good for us. Here we got our New Holland manure spreader. I'm not 100% sure on the number on it. Works good for our operation. My only fault is I'm not a big fan of the side sling. This area will freeze up if you don't clean it out before a freeze. But for what we have, it works great. So right there we got a bunch of attachments for the loader and the skid loader. Nothing too fancy. Right there we got our Westfield auger. It's 140 footer. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. It's a WR 100-41, so I'm thinking it's 41 foot ish. It works great. We mainly use this for dry distillers. We run it up into the barn up there. Right here we got our pull behind trailer. We pull this with the truck. Most of the time it's an H&H trailer. That's the brand name. It's I believe it's a 24 footer. It's a deck over, so it goes over the tires. We like that a lot. We can get usually about 12 bales on here with the truck. There we have our larger bale rack. It's got heavy running gear under it. It's 27 foot. So across the road here we got a Brillion roller harrow, cultipacker, whatever you'd like to call it. We got a 27 New Holland blower there. Haven't used that in a few years. John Deere no-till drill. It's a 15 foot, I believe. For the most part works good. I'd like to get that in the shed, but I just haven't got around to it yet. There we have a 730 John Deere soil finisher. It's got the rolling baskets on the back. Over there we got a little bale elevator. Not sure on the brand. For the most part, for what we used it for, it works good. We haven't used it in a few years because we haven't done the little bales. Next to that we have our HT 154 New Holland 12 wheel rake. We picked that up this fall. Works good. Right here we have our Alloway 6-row cultivator. Haven't used this in probably close to 10 years now. If I were to use this again, I would definitely consider putting some sort of fertilizer system on it, liquid fertilizer. However, I don't see us using it in the near future. Next to that, we have a Brilliant 15-foot 6-row stock chopper. This is going to get pulled into the shed, and all the knives and all that are going to get replaced, so it's ready for 2020 season. Next to that, we have an old sprayer tank. We use that as a holding tank, so when he's out spraying, the hose will be running into that, and then when he gets empty and comes home, we pump it from this tank into our sprayer. Can't say much about it other than it looks really bad. Over here, 15-foot MC stock chopper. It's a 6-row. This is pretty well ready for the scrap pile. Probably wouldn't take much to get it up and going again, but for what it's worth, it's not really worth it. We have a Durco livestock trailer. I mainly use that for the goats now. Can't say much about it. I usually hook on with the skid loader. We got a little M&W rake here, which no longer gets used. Should get either traded off or scrapped, but it ain't worth a whole lot. Behind that, John Deere 400 rotary hoe. If the soil would crust over after planting, we could go in and bust the soil up so the crops could come up. I have never seen this used in my lifetime, but it'll definitely save us when we need it. Right here we got a 28 New Holland blower. It's our main blower we use for filling silo with corn silage. Ficklin grain carts, about a 600 bushel, I believe. Works good. We had it a few years now. Before that, we used the wagons and the auger to fill truck, and we will never be going back. There we got a Grutz feeder wagon. We had this. This is kind of with that red one. We had this with the cows. Next to that, we have a H&S tedder. It's a 27 foot, I believe. It does a really amazing job. However, I don't like the design for the folding. It seems really tippy to me. Next to that, New Holland Pro Rotor rotary rake. Don't see a lot of use with this, but when it does get used, it works great. We bought that last year. We have a second small bale rack. The tires are pretty well gone on that. Over here, H7450 New Holland mower, 13-foot cut. Bought this when I started my custom business. For the most part, can't complain about it. Would like to upgrade though in the near future. Here's our third and final small bale rack. Next to that, we have a Kraus 9-shank chisel plow. This gets run over probably about 75% of our ground. For the most part, we like it. Would like to put some heavier tires on. Right here we have two side unloading wagons. The first one is an H&S, which pairs up with that 28 New Holland blower for filling our 20 by 50. It gets used kind of less and less each year. We used to chop a lot of straw, and we used to fill them up with corn stalks and all that. We have a Miller Pro 5100. It's our second one here. For the most part, I can't complain about either one of these. For what we use them for, they work great. Right here we got our old H&S 430 spreader. This has seen a lot of manure. Right here we have our second homemade dump wagon, built back, I believe, in the 90s. early 90s, possibly late 80s. Not 100% sure, I'd have to ask Dad. We use these to fill in the bunkers. Over here we have a Miller Pro rear unloading wagon. Can't really complain about it. We've used that for years and years. It's been around as long as I have been. Right at the end of my finger there's a manure auger that which runs with our manure pit. We can hook a tractor on there and fill the spreader. I'm not 100. I don't know what that is. If that's a Badger, I am not 100. I just don't know. But overall, it works good. Haven't used it in over a year now. It's been there as long as I can remember. So we do have another. It's a H&S 12-wheel rake. We do have that. I use that at some point. I must have made a video with it in. That is sitting by my other grandparents, my mom's side. He's gonna fix it for us. We had a crack. The frame was cracked, so he's gonna fix that for us. And then down by my dad's side, we got another cattle trailer. It's a Corn Pro. Can't say much about it. Steel, works good. We got my flatbed for the semi, a Ford industrial loader, and then there's also another flatbed bale wagon, which is kind of mangled. Lost the tire on that one. Other than that, hopefully the wind's not bothering. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed viewing our equipment. I'm almost 100% sure that's all of it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And I hope to see you next time.